I guess we'll have to call him a veteran. But Doug McGuigan is a very young 46-year-old. Born in Durban, playing under the Scottish flag, but very much South African and now at home at Fancourt.
I played in Georgia obviously over the last years, the Didatas and things. And I saw the lifestyle down here was second to none, you know, so I liked it, it was attractive to me, so I said, well, I'm going to give it a shot. I've been here a year now and it's definitely a nice lifestyle. Golf is my life, my passion. I'm in a happy place when I'm on the golf course. So the attraction first was the golf courses, the facilities, the practice area, and then the lifestyle, so you're getting best of both worlds.
He's found himself in a very enviable position. After playing around the world since turning pro in 1989, he's settled into a great place and arrangement.
This whole thing came about 2 years ago. We started talking to the GM, Boyd Martindale, and the club captain at the time, Henk Geldnys. And I was talking to them about moving here and joining the club and representing the club and being an ambassador for Fancourt. And then they came up with an idea that we bring 3 or 4 guys in and have a little team, like Team Fancourt. And the benefit for them is we're playing golf with their members 2, 3, 4 days a week when we're home, and the members are loving it. I can actually see how some of the members' golf has improved by playing with the pros, you know, week in and week out. So it's been a very good thing for Fancourt, and obviously for us, being associated with Fancourt is a very special thing. You know, we've got the 2 golf courses, and every now and then you get to play on the links. And it doesn't matter which course you're playing on, it's always a good test, and you're testing yourself day in and day out, even with social golf.
The 6-time Sunshine Tour winner played well in Zim last week. He reckons he's nicely in shape for golf, though he's not one of the new breed of gym rats.
If you're a cyclist, you cycle. If you're a runner, you run. If you're a golfer, you walk. So I think golf fit is walking. I do a little bit of training. I go through stages where I enjoy training and then I don't. Running's hard work. Anyone that says I love running, I don't get it. I'll do a few sit-ups and things and push-ups. The guy I travel with, Christian Besson, and I, we try and motivate each other to do it. He motivates me more than I motivate him. I need a lot of motivation. But we do that, we do the push-ups, sit-ups things, you know, and try and get into a habit of doing it. So if you don't do it, you kind of feel your day is not complete. I just think hitting golf balls is the best exercise for golf. If 2 guys miss a cut and one goes and practices and one goes to gym, I don't know which one's better off for the next week, the guy who practiced or the guy who went to gym. So you can make that decision.
Doug's made his decision, that's for sure. And he knows what works for him after all this time playing tours here and in Canada.
I think when you're playing nicely and you're swinging the club nicely, you shouldn't go practice too much afterwards, because it's in a slot and you go practice and you get a bit tired and you start hitting the ball 1 or 2 bad shots and now you start thinking about it. So if you're one of those people that likes to practice after a round or during tournaments, I would say go chip and putt, because you can never chip and putt enough and it can never be sharp enough. There's always room to improve, and if you take like a player's stroke average, if he was 1 shot less at the end of the year, it's 20 positions less on the auto merit. That's how close it is. So you don't save shots off the tee, you save shots around the green. So if you really want to practice and do hard work, 100 yards and in is what you want to work on. 120 and in, you want to work on that. Obviously you've got to hit balls, but it mustn't be your main target, hitting balls. I find amongst the youngsters, whether it be amateurs or the new pros, it's a big thing how far you hit the golf ball. I've been in it myself trying to find distance. And you've got to get to a decision in your life and say, right, that's how far I hit the golf ball and that's that. It's more important to hit the ball a certain distance than, you know, you just hit it. Like I want to know how far you hit a wedge. It must be 127 yards or whatever it is. You mustn't say to me it's about 120, because about is not good enough on the circuit. So I think just knowing how far you hit your clubs and things is key, you know, whether it doesn't matter how far it is, it's knowing the numbers. That's really important. And if I can give any advice to any of the youngsters, 120 yards and in, you'll bring your stroke average down just a shot, and it's a big jump in the order merit.
The numbers show those 6 victories, but one stands out in particular, the ISPS Handa Match Play Championship.
I won the match play 3 years ago, I think it is. It's time to win again, I hope. I was actually lucky to get through the first round. I boxed 18 footer on the last green to stay in the game and then chipped in to win my first round. And then after that things went well, and I started putting exceptionally well. And then Jaco Ellis and myself went to the final, and I managed to sneak him one up at the end. Still gives me trouble about that, but there's never bad blood between the players. Winning that, obviously, you know, there's only been 3 match plays in South Africa. Tony Johnson, I think, won the first 2, and I've been the 3rd one, so it's needed for our tour, I think, the match play to come back. It's a great event.
You can guarantee that if the event does come back and Doug plays, there'll be one special club still in his bag.
I've got a club that I put into my bag in 2000, which is going on to its 18th year now. It's a Japanese club called the Casca. It's a 16-degree hybrid, great for out of lie, tight lies and whatever, rough, long rough. It's had 4 shafts into it over its years because the shafts get soft. I actually reshafted it 3 weeks ago, so it's still in the bag, and I don't see it coming out the bag anytime soon. I said to somebody today, you can't really have a favourite club as a professional. You've got to love all your clubs. You don't buy uncomfortable shoes and walk them in. All your clubs must suit you when you put them in the bag. If you've got a club you don't like, take it out and replace it.
All part and parcel of having the right attitude on the course.
I grew up with humour. Everyone in the family has some bit of humour in them, and we like the joke part of life, and it shouldn't be that serious. I often feel that as pro sportsmen, there's too much recognition and stuff, as opposed to a guy who does heart transplants and things, you know. They really add to life. We're entertainers, and a lot of the time it's out of proportion for me, but I suppose entertainment is a big thing in someone's life.
And when it comes to entertaining of an evening with mates in Fancourt,
This usually gets done by my Afrikaans friends. Well, I've got a few Afrikaans mates here, George, and whenever I start, they go, come, you're Scottish, you're half South African, so you don't need to braai, you step aside. So I don't push them because I'm not a fan of cooking and stuff. I'm not great in the kitchen. So I said, boys, you want to braai? You guys carry on. I set aside and I'll go fetch beers from the fridge.
we trust there are a few more meaty years served up on tour for Doug McGuigan.